I'm sitting in the living room the other night, and I look out the back windows over the deck, and I saw some colors starting to change. The leaves, the red, the gold, the purple. Just made me so happy.
There's really that many colors?
Oh,
I'm colorblind, so I see
right.
like the bright, I think they're yellow ones, and that's about it.
Oh, there's so many different colors. The deep orange, that's my favorite.
That sounds pretty.
Oh, it's gorgeous. So made me think, okay, got to go take a trip, Blue Ridge Parkway, get out and just look at the colors as they're starting to change. Then I saw this thing. It was like, well, the South is not the only place, our area, Carolinas and Georgia, not the only place to see the fall colors. They're like, go on up to Virginia and see the colors there. Aspen, Colorado was on the list. I didn't realize they had a fall. I've never been to
There's
Colorado.
a fall everywhere.
You know what I mean? Like if you go to Miami, there's no real winter.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
not.
So in Aspen, that's what I thought. It just sort of went summer to winter.
Oh, I guess I get that.
Right.
Okay.
But, it just made me think. I love driving through Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge.
Ohio is pretty.
Ohio is gorgeous.
Yeah, same with Michigan.
Okay, so Michigan was on the list, and I meant to ask you about Michigan.
Yeah, because that's where my wife's family is from. And I used to, when her grandparents were alive, would go up there in the 90s every fall and drive them down.
Drive down the colors? Drive
the grandparents down.
Okay.
Drive down the colors. Track with
You're
me.
listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Conrad's along with us at 800-447-7234, thinking about the fall colors and the leaves that are falling soon and looking so pretty. What is it about fall for you, Conrad?
Well, I had my friend from New Hampshire. He sent me a box of leaves because I'd left New Hampshire and moved to Savannah. So he sent me a box of colored leaves. It was the most wonderful gift I ever got.
I can imagine. What was fall like in New Hampshire?
Oh, it was very beautiful, Rob. New Hampshire and Maine, I think, have the most prettiest leaves of all.
Oh, and you don't get to see that so much in Savannah. So your friend, wow, that's a pretty cool gift.
Yeah, it's an awesome gift.
What'd you do with them?
I kept them for a while, and then eventually I got rid of them.
You didn't press them in a book somewhere?
No, I should have, Liz. I should have.
That's not how we think.
You mean we as in men?
Yes.
Exactly
If
right.
I got that, I'll go, okay, this is nice. And a couple of weeks later, they're, in the fire pit.
No, you have to press them in a book.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His Radio.
We're hearing from Andy this morning at 800-447-7234. Good to hear from you, Andy. What's going on?
I just want to know, I'm going to share from my heart to you guys, too, that this past year, since October of last year, my health has been really challenging. Ever since I was ordained to be a minister of the gospel, which I'm still. But my health has been really took a turn. Back in October of last year, I was diagnosed with MRSA, and I had to recover from that. And then after that, back in February of this year, I also had some kidney stone issues, and now I'm dealing with prostate cancer. But God has given me peace, and thanks to the music that you've been playing and what you said earlier about how the music really stirring up the message regarding healing and just restoration and all that stuff. No doubt about it, and you guys have been a big part of my life too. And I just thought I'd let you know that.
Well, thank you, Andy. And to hear how peaceful you are through all of what you're enduring right now is amazing to me. It's inspiring.
It's inspiring, and I give God the glory in it. I'm in pain right now, I'll be honest with you, but at the same time, I know He's got His hand on me. And I have a wife who's been with me for over 26 years, who's been supporting me. I also have a son who I love very much, who will be married this fall. So I'm looking forward to it. Everything's going to be just fine. It's going to take some time.
Just thinking, going through that, if you didn't have that hope that you found in Jesus, what would that have been like?
Oh, my gosh. I don't see how people can make it in this world without Jesus.
Rob and Lizz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Hopefully this guy realizes it's the thought that counts. Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio.
Yeah, because his mother-in-law really cares about him. And she knows, he kind of likes KFC. He likes the chicken there. And so she saw this mug that was for sale, and it had his name on it.
Oh, that's good.
So it was a coffee mug. It says Shane, and then you see the Colonel, and then there's KFC, okay? So the guy hated it. He did not like it at all.
Aw.
It was horrible. So without her knowing it, he donated it to Goodwill.
Okay.
Go to find out, she goes to this Goodwill often, and she sees the cup. She goes, no way. Come on. This is so cool. I just gave one just like this to my son-in-law. I'm going to buy it, and he'll have two.
Oh, he's got a pair.
No. She brought it there. He looked at it, and he was like, oh, no.
It's back.
I doubt why. She bought me another one. She told him, hey, I saw this and told the whole story. Now, so now you've got two of them. She goes, no. Mom-in-law, I don't like the cup. I donated it to Goodwill. And then you buy it and bring it back to me.
How awesome that she found it and she bought it again. I mean, it was a mug. It was probably 50 cents or something.
At Goodwill at that time, but
Oh,
probably not when she originally bought it at KFC.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that funny?
But I like that they're laughing about it.
They are. They're having a lot of fun with it.
You know, sometimes you get a gift, and like my sister, I used to give her these hand soaps from Bath and Body Works, and I thought this is something she'd like, and I gave it to her every year, and finally she complained about it one year.
She's like, I don't like these.
She was like, oh, look, I got these again. So the next year, I learned I didn't give them to her. The following year, she's like, am I not going to get some soaps? Like, what?
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
The sound of purple ketchup has struck a chord with some people. It's Rob and Lizz, His Radio.
Yeah, don't know if it comes from an actual like purple tomato or if it's food coloring or what's happening. Jess texted and she said there's been purple tomatoes for decades.
Really?
There's one that's called a Cherokee purple. So it's an heirloom tomato, but it has less acidity in it. So
I've never seen nor heard of a Cherokee purple tomato.
I've never heard of a purple tomato.
And what's
I've
an
never seen it.
heirloom tomato? It sounds like it belongs in the family.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I'm not a gardener, but I think an heirloom tomato is like an organic tomato.
Okay.
And I don't know anything other than that. Just
Okay.
that it's organic. Like it's not been crossbreed, I guess, between
This is
different
the
tomatoes.
wisdom of Liz Riles.
I'm telling you, I don't know anything about gardening.
Amanda is here at 800-447-7234. Hey, Amanda.
So I was trying to be creative in the kitchen because my husband and I had not been married very long, and I definitely was an amateur at cooking. I tried to make a meatloaf with the green ketchup, and as soon as he saw it, it made him sick.
Why does green make him sick?
Well, I guess because it was attached to meat.
Oh.
You know, just the green meat, because I had put enough of ketchup in it to go in the meat like you would, and also on the top of it, and it did not go over very well at all.
I'm thinking, how much ketchup did you put in it? But at the same time, how much food coloring are they putting in that stuff?
Exactly.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
This gentleman is like living the dream. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, His Radio.
Yeah, he had a dream that he wanted to visit 30 Major League Baseball stadiums, and he wanted to throw out the first pitch. Now, they don't just let anybody, go to the Atlanta Braves or the Philadelphia Phillies and just throw out the first pitch. And so he, had to have a whole campaign. Come on, let me throw out the first pitch. Some people got behind him, a TV station where he lives got behind him and kind of helped him make this dream happen. Tom is his name. Tom was born without arms. And he's had this, obviously, his whole life, but he has not let it stop him. He learned how to throw out a pitch with his feet.
Isn't that incredible?
With his feet. Like, he carried the ball sort of kind of wedging it up against himself as he goes to the mound. He visited his 30th baseball stadium, Colorado Rockies, this past weekend. So he made his goal, his dream happen. But yeah, I mean, and the strength that it takes to hold the ball, the baseball, within his toes and his feet, and then the strength to get it across the plate.
He even pitches it with his feet like a pitcher does from
he
the mound.
winds up.
He winds up the whole thing, and then the way that he throws that with such precision with his foot just blows your mind.
Yeah, and he wanted to bring awareness to what he's been dealing with and that you can overcome any kind of obstacle that life has handed you. So he has a website, tomsfeet.com.
Oh, great.
And you can go on, you can see the things that he's done. He's been able to paint. He's been able to do so many different activities, even with the limitations that he was born with.
Yeah, and he's an overcomer.
Oh, so much so.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Maybe they're stuffy, coffee.
Stuffy?
What is it called? Stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine
That's
or
it,
whatever?
yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's it, that they're coughing, they're stuffy. So they're thinking, okay, I'll just mix my NyQuil with my dinner and it'll get me in bed a little earlier so I can sleep and get better.
I haven't even tried NyQuil in a while, or haven't needed to try it. Try
it.
I'd like that new juice, NyQuil.
Taste this.
But no, I haven't had it in a long time, so I don't even remember what it tastes like.
I think I had it earlier this year when I was all, just feeling
Stuffed
terrible.
up and stuff.
Yeah. But not to soak my chicken in. I'm more of maybe a Cajun spice or a salt and pepper kind of girl on my chicken. Not the NyQuil.
Ninja cooks, and I don't think Ninja will do this. What's the appeal?
I have no idea. That looks dangerous to me.
Doesn't it, though?
You know what it is, because, the government's like, y'all, just stop.
Right.
Get off TikTok and stop with the NyQuil.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
You are probably very familiar with the name Tim Tebow, and you probably followed him in football or his announcing that he does now or speaking at several areas. There's something that he does I think is kind of neat with his Heisman trophy. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning on His Radio. It happens to have a new home every 6 months.
It does, which is so weird. But it's not like, he has a big family. It's not like he's saying, okay, Mom, it's your turn, and brother, it's your turn. What he does is auctions it off. He's owned it. He's had it. He won it in 2007. So every 6 months for about the last 8 or 10 years, he's auctioned it off for different charities. And most recently, it was with country singer Luke Bryan. Luke is a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan.
Okay.
So, of course, that is not the team that Tim Tebow played for. What, Florida Gators?
Sure.
Is that okay? See, I have no idea. Anyway, Luke took it and put a Georgia Bulldogs jersey on it.
No,
for this
he
6
did
months.
not.
Yes,
Funny.
because he's such a Bulldogs fan. So they're having fun with it. It's getting high profile, but it's also bringing in tons of money for charity.
Well, Tim Tebow said so far in the past 8 years since he's been doing this, about $1 million has come in for charity.
Not bad. Like he's having to honestly not do a whole lot to be able to bring in that kind of money. It's just his name, what he stands for,
And the Heisman Trophy.
Heisman.
Yeah.
Not everybody has one.
Well, what's neat is that he doesn't have it just sitting in a mantle somewhere in his home or on a big shelf. He's loaning it out for charity.
See, this is what I think other celebrities should do. Mariah Carey has her Grammys in her refrigerator.
Well, good for her.
But I'm saying, take them out your fridge and put them up for charity.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Yeah, here's this school teacher. He's English teacher in a high school in Lexington, Kentucky, and he looks down as he's teaching his class at the phone on his desk and notices, dude, there's a snake on my phone.
Nope.
A snake. It wasn't huge. It wasn't big. Little rat snake was there. Evidently, the rat snake fell from the ceiling. The ceiling. That very same day at another part of the building, the same high school, a rat fell out of the ceiling. There's this major pest problem that's going on. So the principal sent a note home to the parents, and he told the parents, listen, the building's been here since 1970, and we're having some issues. The exterminators are here getting rid of the problem. Your kids will be safe. Don't have to worry.
Well, I get why the snake was in the ceiling then. If the mice were there.
Right? Really hungry.
Looking for lunch in all the wrong places.
The thing doesn't even have air conditioning, this high school.
What?
I know. It's been around since the 70s, so it doesn't even have air conditioning.
So there's been no upgrade
No.
since the 70s?
Right? It sounds like they need an upgrade now.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Tim's along with us at 800-447-7234. Tim, what's on your mind this morning?
His radio has brought me through an 11-year journey. I lost a son. Well, first of all, I got divorced, not of my choosing, and I was in a motel room, and God spoke to me through the radio and said, no matter what she does, don't quit. That was so encouraging. And then I lost a son 5 years later at 21 years old to suicide. And you wouldn't believe the first two songs that come on the radio when I turned it back on that evening. I was single for 11 years, and Just met another girl, just got engaged last week, and his radio has been such a big part of it.
Tim, we are very, very humbled, and we're excited, too. Congratulations on the engagement.
Oh, yeah. Tim,
Y'all do an amazing work, and don't ever take it for granted.
Tim, you know he is faithful. He was with you through all of that. I know you had some hard years, but I'm so glad that you had some place to find hope.
I'm going to speak at my church Sunday night, and y'all to give me a message about don't give up.
Oh, that's so exciting, Tim. And again, congratulations. We are so happy for you, engaged and getting married. I can't wait to hear when the date
Found
is.
love. It's so nice. But,
Yeah.
We walked through some really, really hard years, but had songs, had messages, had encouragement right here on his
The way
radio.
that God has used his radio in your life, Tim, amazes me. And, it makes me think, too, of every person who gives to his radio. Maybe you do as well. And with Sharathon that's coming up, the opportunity that you have to help people like Tim is amazing to me. He heard about that message of hope because of you and your giving. And with Sharathon coming up, you can make a difference and help share the hope of Jesus with others.
Yeah, and it's so simple. You can go online to hisradio.com, even within the My His Radio app, or if you just want the link, all you have to do, text GIVE to 800-447-7234.